Hello everyone. Forget chocolates and teddy bears, because love isn't always sunshine and rainbows. Tonight, we're diving into the dark side of affection, exploring 3 true creepy Valentine's Day horror stories that will make you clutch your loved ones even tighter. Are you brave enough to join me on this journey into the chilling realms of true Valentine's Day horror? Then hit that subscribe button and get ready to have your heart pound a little faster. Remember, some stories are best told in the dark, with all the doors firmly locked. Before starting these horror stories, please like this video, tell us in the comments which story you liked, and subscribe our YouTube channel for more horror stories. Story number 1. The desert sun dipped below the jagged Phoenix skyline, casting long, jagged shadows across Jackson's apartment. Outside, laughter and music spilled from bustling Valentine's Day celebrations, but inside, a different atmosphere pervaded. A dozen ruby red roses, their heads bowed as if in mourning, sat on the table, their fragrance masking a subtle unease. Jackson nervously awaited Margaret, his girlfriend, his heart as prickly as the cacti outside. Their relationship had been rocky lately, the excitement fading. He hoped these roses, a grand gesture, would rekindle the flame. But as the hours ticked by, Margaret remained absent. The phone calls went unanswered, texts delivered only silence. The shadows inside stretched longer, mimicking the growing knot of worry in his stomach. Then a knock on the door. Relief washed over him, quickly turning to ice as he saw the figure outside. A silhouette, tall and gaunt, its form rippling like heat waves, held a single perfect red rose. Fear kept him rooted to the spot as the figure spoke, its voice like wind whistling through dry canyons. For Margaret, a heart's desire. Before Jackson could react, the figure slipped inside, its form solidifying into a woman veiled in black. Her eyes, the color of dying embers, fixed on the wilting roses on the table. "These are not enough!" she rasped, her voice tinged with sorrow. "She desires a true symbol of love, a sacrifice." Panic choked Jackson. This was no admirer, but something else. He stumbled back, knocking over a candle, plunging the room into darkness. Shrieks of laughter echoed from outside, a chilling contrast to the terror creeping over him. He heard the veiled woman move closer, her cold fingers brushing against his cheek. "Give me your heart," she whispered, "and she will be yours again, forever." Desperation warred with reason. Was this a twisted test, a cruel illusion? But the woman's touch felt real, the fear undeniable. Just as he was about to give in, he remembered Margaret's words, spoken during a recent fight. True love isn't about sacrifice, but understanding. Suddenly, clarity shattered the fog of fear. Margaret wasn't missing, she had left. This entity fed on desperation, not love. He grabbed a lighter, its flame revealing the woman's form dissolving, replaced by wisps of black smoke. The laughter outside faded, replaced by the gentle hum of the city. Exhausted but resolute, Jackson sank onto the couch. The wilted roses sat before him, a reminder of his near miss. He picked up his phone, not to call Margaret, but to book a therapist appointment. Love might be complicated, but fear wouldn't define him. This Valentine's Day, he had learned a different kind of love, the love for oneself, the strength to face shadows, and the courage to walk away from darkness. Story number 2. The winter wind whipped snowflakes against the windows of Christopher's cozy Washington apartment, mirroring the nervous flutter in his stomach. Valentine's Day had always been a cliché, but this year he wanted it to be perfect for Melissa. A dozen crimson roses, their velvety petals whispering promises of love, stood proudly on the table. He lit candles, their flickering flames playing on Melissa's surprised smile as she entered. But as the night unfolded, an unsettling chill seeped into the air. The wind seemed to moan the name Elizabeth outside, a name Melissa didn't recognize. The roses, initially vibrant, began to wilt, their whispers morphing into mournful sighs. A flicker of unease crossed Melissa's face, replaced by a playful challenge. "Tell me a ghost story, Chris." Hesitantly, he began a tale of a heartbroken Elizabeth, jilted on Valentine's Day, her spirit forever bound to a bouquet of red roses. The wind outside wailed louder, punctuated by a rhythmic knocking at the window. A single rose petal, crimson red, danced down from the ceiling, landing at Melissa's feet. Her smile vanished, replaced by a growing fear. Suddenly, the lights flickered out, plunging them into darkness. The knocking became insistent, accompanied by a voice, faint but chilling, whispering Elizabeth's name. Panic seized them. Christopher fumbled for a lighter, the flame revealing a spectral figure outside, a woman in Victorian finery, tears staining her ghostly cheeks. Elizabeth, the spirit, had come for Melissa. The whispers intensified, swirling around them, pleading, accusing. The roses on the table wilted completely, their thorns extending like skeletal fingers. Melissa, paralyzed by fear, watched as Elizabeth reached through the window, her touch cold and spectral. Then, a memory sparked in Christopher's mind. His grandmother, mentioning a heartbroken spirit, appeased by genuine love, not fear. He grabbed Melissa's hand, their love burning bright. "Elizabeth," he said, his voice firm, "we don't fear you. We offer you peace, not the terror you felt." The whispers quieted, replaced by a stunned silence. Elizabeth's ghostly form shimmered, the pain in her eyes replaced by a flicker of hope. Melissa, gathering her courage, placed a single rose, the last one, on the windowsill. A tear rolled down Elizabeth's cheek, a tear of gratitude. She faded away, the wind outside settling to a gentle sigh. The lights flickered back on, the apartment once again warm and cozy. The remaining rose petals, instead of falling, swirled upwards, forming a single perfect red bud on the windowsill. A symbol of love, not just romantic, but of compassion and understanding. It was a Valentine's Day they wouldn't forget, a reminder that even the darkest corners can hold unexpected solace, and love can shine the brightest in the face of fear. Story number 3. The chill of San Jose's February night seeped into Marie's apartment despite the roaring fireplace. John, her boyfriend, was due any minute with the grand finale of their Valentine's Day celebration, a custom-made chocolate heart bigger than a melon, adorned with a single perfect red rose. But as the minutes stretched into an hour, unease settled in Marie's stomach like a cold stone. Her phone buzzed. John's text, "Stuck in traffic. Be there soon. Love you. Each." Felt like a desperate plea, fueling her growing anxiety. The flickering candlelight danced menacingly on the walls, morphing shadows into grotesque figures. She tried calling, but the line went dead. Suddenly, a rapping at the window. Startled, Marie peered through the lace curtains. A figure stood outside, shrouded in the thick fog that blanketed the city. It held a single rose, its crimson bloom an echo of the one John had promised. But this rose was different. Its petals were black as night, and its thorns seemed to writhe in the moonlight. Panic clawed at Marie's throat. She slammed the window shut, locking it double. The rapping intensified, accompanied by a raspy whisper. "Open the door, Marie. He'll never come." The voice, like nails on a chalkboard, sent shivers down her spine. As the rapping turned into frantic pounding, desperation gnawed at her. Was it John, lost and injured? Or something far more sinister, drawn by the symbol of their love? Curiosity warred with fear, and finally, she cracked open the door a sliver. The figure pressed the black rose against the gap, its thorny stems scraping against the wood. "He's gone, Marie!" the voice hissed. "But you can still have your perfect Valentine's Day. Just let me in." Marie slammed the door shut, her heart pounding like a drum solo. The pounding continued, the whispers growing louder, more insistent. She scrambled for her phone, dialing the police, but the line was dead. Trapped, she huddled by the fireplace, the warmth a feeble shield against the encroaching fear. Then, a chilling silence. The whispers ceased, replaced by a low, mournful moan. The moaning grew louder, closer, until it seemed to emanate from within the apartment. The rose, which had fallen to the floor, began to glow, its black petals unfurling to reveal a writhing mass of thorns. Just as despair threatened to engulf her, a loud crash echoed from outside. The front door burst open, revealing John, disheveled but unharmed. He'd seen the figure and chased it off. Relief washed over Marie, tears streaming down her face. As John held her close, the black rose on the floor withered and disintegrated, leaving behind only a faint, acrid scent. The fog outside began to clear, revealing the first rays of dawn. Their Valentine's Day had been anything but romantic, but they had faced their fear together, their love emerging stronger than ever. The next morning, a bouquet of vibrant red roses arrived at Marie's door, a silent apology from John. But she knew the true symbol of their love wasn't a grand gesture, but the courage they had shown in the face of fear, proving that even in the darkest night, love could be the brightest light. Our 3 true creepy Valentine's Day horror stories are over. Please like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more horror stories. Thanks for watching.